Hey friend, John MacLennan here, and welcome back to the next episode of this AC/DC Back in Black series here on the channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to play Shoot to Thrill as recorded by AC/DC on guitar. And if this is the first video in this series you've seen, I'm breaking down how to play every single song from AC/DC's Back in Black album here on the channel. And today we're looking at the second track on the album, Shoot to Thrill. Now this song has some incredible rock guitar playing in it. We're gonna kick this off with that opening bluesy figure, and from there we're gonna dive into some classic Angus Young style chords. I'm gonna break down a guitar part that goes through the entire thing, but before we jump in, if you're new here, I wanna hook you up with a gift right away. I put together this awesome fretboard guide, and I wanna give it to you completely for free. It's just a one-page PDF, but it's gonna show you the 5 must-know chords and scales to map out the entire fretboard. And this is the system that I use for basically organizing the chords and the scales together. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. All right, well, with that said, let's dive into this song. Let's break down how to play Shoot to Thrill as recorded by AC/DC. Now we're going to use some awesome rock guitar techniques in this song. We're going to start off with this opening kind of bluesy figure for the intro. Here's what it sounds like. Then we're into that first rhythm figure there. So we start out on an A5 power chord, and this is just 2 strings, the open A string and then the 2nd fret on the 4th string. We're gonna play those together, then play the 3rd fret on the 5th string, then go up to 4 and add 2 here on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Play those 2 notes and then back to the A power chord. So that's the first little figure there you hear at the top. And then that's just ringing out. Then it goes again. Then as that's ringing out, there's another guitar that comes in that plays this rhythm figure. And what I do is I just go from this part into the next part. Now what I'm playing here is just switching between a G, a D, and an A. But this is like Angus Young style open chords here. And he has some great ways of playing open chords that sound awesome with distortion. When you take a typical sort of folk style chord and you add distortion to it, it doesn't sound as good. What you want to do is play it like this. And it's gonna sound more rock. So these are things I teach in my Essential Rock Guitar System, but you'll see it in this song. So here I'm playing the 3rd fret of the low E. I'm muting the 5th string, then open, open, 3. That's my G chord now. D is gonna be played, I'll include the 5th string in this song and play open, open, 2, 3. It's like a D5. And then A is going to be just that A power chord with 1 finger. And you'll see, you know, there's lots of times in rock tunes where, you know, you play other notes while keeping that A chord down. And that's just a useful fingering, just the 1 finger. So we're going to play G to D, G, D, and then we're going to go this little lick here going to the A. So G, D, G, D, then A, like this. Now there's a lot going on here. What I'm doing is I'm hitting the chord, and then I'm palm muting. I'm just like sort of pounding this A string. See that? In between the chords. So it's G, A, A. That's just the A string, the single string. G, A, A, D, A, A, G, A, A, D, A, A. And then here I hit the D chord, play the 4th fret of the 5th string. So I grab that note with my pinky. And then A, the A power chord. So. Now the trick is when you play the chords, you let them ring out, but when you play just the 8th note kind of pounding on that A string, it's palm muted. So it's... And then that rings out the last 2 beats. 3 and 4 and... So you're alternating between the chords kind of jumping out and then they're muted down. And all of that together sounds really cool like this. So that goes over and over for the intro, and then the verse as well. So, you know, the vocal comes in, and that continues until we get to the pre-chorus. And that's where the lyrics sing, "I'm gonna take you down." Here we're gonna play this. Then we're into the chorus there, "Shoot to thrill." So we've got a couple new shapes here. We're gonna bring in a C chord. This is really like a C sus2. We're gonna play that chord on the downbeat by just bringing that ring finger down from our G chord. We're gonna switch from C to G back to C, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So some syncopation. This is on the downbeat, then the and of 2, then beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, let it ring. Then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's with the words, "I'm gonna take you down." 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then we do the same thing, but we go D to A like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then we hit this big rockin' lick on an E7 sharp 9. And this is the Jimi Hendrix chord. For those of you that are familiar with that shape, you know, like from Purple Haze, we're gonna play open E, then 7, 6, 7, 8. And what Angus does is he plays the bass note and then the rest of the chord and sort of breaks it up. Bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, chord. Then he ends with just bass, and then we go into the chorus. So it starts on the and of 4, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So there I'm just splitting up the strings. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, next we're into the chorus, and this is where the lyrics sing, "Shoot to thrill." We've got a 4-bar progression. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we're just going between an A to a G to a D, but all 5 chords or power chords in that sort of rock style. So I'm playing open 2, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. First chord A is on the beat, but then G and D are played on the and of 4 like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let it ring. All 1, 2, repeat that. A, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go back. Everything repeats again. We hit the rhythm figure. For verse 2, we do the pre-chorus 2. Then we go all the way through to the chorus out of this. Chorus 2. Now chorus 2 is twice as long. So it's chorus 1. So that just means we're repeating this A, G to D. Now out of chorus 2, we go back actually to that E7 sharp 9 riff. And that's gonna go like this. We're gonna play it for 8 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go. We do this cool riff going into the guitar solo. And this is, again, no new chords, but a little riff in here. We're gonna go G to D to G, D. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then we go. Do this little lick. That's a double stop here, 7 and 7 on the 3rd and 2nd strings. Then to 5 and 5. Very common rock riffs here. And then 7 on the 4th string, open A. 3 and 4 and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Out of that, we go to the pre-chorus. And we play everything over. We go to the chorus. Now at the end of the tune, there's this final section where we're basically just playing the chorus, chord progression, A, G to D. But Angus goes to this cool sound where he sounds to me like he's using just fingers. So what you can do is you can hide your pick. And then what I do is I just put it between my fingers like this. And then you have your fingers free to play finger style. And what it sounds like for the end is just this vamp. So it's the chorus progression. I'm going A, G to D, but I'm playing high triads here. Playing what looks like a D chord, but all the way up at the 9th fret. And then I'm including the A bass note in there. I'm just clawing all those strings. Then I go to a G with a D in the bass. Here I've got open D, and then 12, 12, 10 on the top 3 strings. And then we finish with D, open, 11, 10, 10. And that's 2 bars on that last chord. So A, G, D. I'm using all 8th notes with the picking hand. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Take your time with this tune. There are a lot of techniques coming together in this song, from the palm muting to the power chords to the different rhythms. So just be sure and rewind the video and go over any parts that are unclear. And to help you even more, make sure to pick up my Fretboard guide at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the 5 chords and scales that I use to basically map out the entire fretboard. And this is going to connect things like your pentatonics and your major scales and the chords that they're related to, and show you how to lay it out on the fretboard. So grab your copy completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. Next, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment and let me know, what's your #1 struggle with guitar right now? Just comment it down below. Also, feel free to leave any song requests down there as well. As always, thanks for your support with the videos, and we'll see you in another one real soon.